Igbo dị Igbo, Igbo Chukwu kechara chọọ mma, ebe ọ bụla unu na-akụkọ ụwa niile, ụtụtụ mara unu mma, ehihie hụtụrụ unu ihe ọma, ka anyị achị chekwa anyị niile. Ndị ichie ala Igbo, ekele m unu, nke onye chiri ya zelu, ndewonu. Today we mark a laudable milestone in the annals of Igbo history and existence as a people in this part of the African continent and the world at large. Today, the world is about to witness the positive Republican nature of Igbo man. Today, we intend to end all self-inflicted trauma, hardship, criminality, Stone Age practices, and ungodly behaviors of certain people who self-style themselves as Igbo leaders, both the political, economic, religious, and intellectual class. Today, the ailing spiritual, physical, and mental servitude in our land is about to be changed positively. Today, a paradigm shift in the behavioral lifestyle of our people is about to be enacted. In the words of Edmund Burke, evil thrives because those who should speak out against wrongs decided to keep mute. It's on this premise that Igbo Republican Movement (IRL), under the aegis of Igbo Nation Regional Administration, deemed it worthwhile to address these fundamental issues bedeviling our land, to change the narrative of thriving evils and inept political leadership ravaging our land. In the years back, Alibo held the record of the most peaceful and serene region in the Nigerian Federation. This is despite the wickedness and nonchalant attitude of those whom we elected sent to represent us at both the local, state, and national levels. But for 2 years running, Alibo has become a flashpoint to incessant savagery, banditry, kidnappings, killings, and high-rate insecurity. Life in Igbo land has become so cheap that human life matters no more. Irredentist elements masquerading as unknown gunmen have unleashed terror ever experienced in Igbo since our existence as a people. Though we are not at war, we are not far from what obtains in war situations. Igbo have become constrained with so much lies and deceptive propaganda by our so-called political and economic leaders that our catalogue of woes are orchestrated by the Hausa Fulani and mostly President Muhammadu Buhari. But if one may ask, what democratic dividends have we gotten from these our politicians since the return to democratic rule in 1999? Some of them have been in the National Assembly for the past 20 years. Some even shamefacedly called for the resignation of President Buhari. This is a region that has produced 5 Senate presidents in a row, vis-a-vis Chief Ivan Enwerem, Imo State, Dr. Chief Okadibo, Anambra State, Saken Namani, Enugu State, Chief Adolphus Wabara, Abia State, and Chief Pius Anyim-Pius, Ebonyi State. In that order, Senator Bremado completes the rubbish with Deputy Senate President's position, yet Igbo has nothing to show for these positions in terms of infrastructural and manpower development. What have they been doing with all the federal allocations and jumbo constituency allowances and even the internally generated revenue which they continually squeeze out from the people they lead? Igbo politicians with their inept and political attitude towards the plight of the people have rendered Igbo and Alibo desolate, laying bare our land to encroachment and poaching from invaders. It has to stop. With unflinching, total, and unequivocal allegiance to a just and true federation of Nigeria, the Igbo Republican Movement (IRM) states as follows: 1. That INEC should desist forthwith from conducting any election in all Igbo areas except that of the presidency in the 2023 general polls till certain fundamental issues are resolved. We are aware that the presidential election holds same day with that of the National Assembly. INEC must never announce any result for the National Assembly all over Southeast Geographical Zone. As with this broadcast, all the seats will remain vacant with no candidates until further notice. That from today, the 20th of January to 31st of January 2023, all serving politicians and office holders from local, state, and national levels must cease from parading themselves as leaders of the people, as their positions are hereby terminated. With the exception of Governors Charles Chukwuma Soludo and Hope Uzodimma of Anambra and Imo States respectively, whose tenures are still running. At this juncture, we appeal to Governor Soludo and Uzodimma to, as a matter of expediency, establish without delay a specialist hospital and a purpose-oriented industry in Ihiala and Ondo respectively to cushion the devastating effects of the candidates perpetrated there in recent times or have their positions questioned. Those who are warming up to contest in different electoral levels and positions are hereby warned to peacefully dismantle all their campaign offices and platforms, including branded political vehicles, or IRL will do it for them in whichever way they deem fit. Number 4, we appeal to all Igbo persons to avoid all campaign rallies in their own interest. Anyone who decides to attend or visit political rallies and campaign grounds does so at his or her own risk. 5. Any Igbo person is at liberty and political freedom to campaign and vote for any presidential candidate or party of his or her choice without fear or favor, be it obedient, jagaban, articulated, or kwankwasiya. 6. Cause be any Igbo person who will accept monetary or material things to sell his or her conscience to vote wrongly. All presidential candidates are free to campaign anywhere in Igbo land and be voted for by Ndi Igbo. No candidate is special or superior to the other. Note: only indoor campaigns or town hall meetings is allowed for the presidential candidates. Open air campaigns are prohibited anywhere in Igbo. To those causing mayhem and barbarism in Igbo land, it is time to shift your sword of Damocles and stop this madness forthwith, or be made to dance the music of Surugede. IRM hereby denounce in its entirety the unwholesome activities of this so-called unknown government, as enough of our people's blood has been shed without any tangible reason. We implore them to seek the path of peace, as we are said to bring back sanity to the land. Ali Igbo Kadima also. Number 8. To those our brothers in another man's land dishing out monstrous orders and threatening fire and brimstone against their kinsmen, using the Biafra project and as their family estate, cocoa farm and oil refinery, it's time to close shop and have a rating on the pragmatic path to pursue your ideals, if at all you have any, or be permanently ostracized from entering anywhere near Igbo. You cannot be in a foreign land and subject the people you claim to liberate to perpetual sorrow, confusion, and fear. Be reminded that any struggle or agitation that turns against the people is no more worth it. Our people are fully on the receiving end. Remember, you have your immediate and extended families stay here in Igbo land. Therefore, we hereby repudiate the stay-at-home order and urge Ndi Igbo to go about their lawful businesses without any fear of harassment and intimidations. 9. All the external forces having free access into our land and hiding under the cloak of unknown gunmen or herdsmen, it's time to pack your equipments and leave the land, or alternatively stay in peace with your host communities. Let it not be lost to you that nothing is as sweet as peaceful coexistence. On the issue of the 10 months in the Kano, IRM urges the federal government to seek a political solution to end his continued incarceration in the DSS facility and release him unconditionally. We have a appeal to the Yohanes Ndi Igbo, under leadership of the now demised Prophet George Obiozo and other well-meaning Igbo organizations, to positively wade into the matter and secure the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. To the legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it's time you find a positive means to readdress his legal proceedings towards a soft landing for his unconditional release. All traditional rulers, in conjunction with their presidents general, must ensure order and decorum in their communities within this turbulent period of our history. Full traditional powers must be returned to our elders, Igwes, and they must not toy with or betray or fall into the anarchy. 12. All community vigilantes must protect their communities and never succumb to intimidations or accept financial inducements from these now arrested, evil, and wicked politicians to subvert efforts to reposition ala Igbo. 13. As nature avoids vacuum, IRM through Igbo Nation Republican Administration will soon roll out the names of people that will hold forth in every part of Igbo land for the time being, until INEC and the federal government resolve with Igbo on those to represent them and the modalities therein. Having said enough in this broadcast, we hereby announce the compulsory retirement of all political office holders and politicians in the entire Igbo land, including but not limited to councillors, LGA chairmen, House of Assembly members, governors, House of Representatives members, and senators. Woe betides whoever tries to thwart this position or abet the now retired politicians, as they will not only have themselves to blame, but will also be endangering their families and extended families, their in-laws inclusive. IRM will carry out this order with everything at its disposal, overt or covert, for we must surely track down any evil person anywhere he or she decides to hibernate, whether in Igbo land or outside Igbo land. In conclusion, Igbo Republican movement wants to implore the security agencies to help in sanitizing the land by not giving security or succor to those enemies of the people, parading themselves as leaders in political garb. To the now retired politicians or their cronies, any attempts to loot or divert the people's commonwealth and properties will be recorded against them as part of their evils, wickedness, and criminality. The consequences of their actions will be on their heads. The outgoing state governors should hand over to their head of service, pending the resolution of this logjam by INEC and the federal government. All irredentist elements and criminals, it is time to repent, turn a new leaf, and stop taking orders from those monsters abroad to attack your people, key security men, or destroy government facilities and structures, including INEC offices in our land, while they cruise lives and enjoy the protection of their host countries. Let's join hands positively to chase out these evil politicians that have held us down over the years, while deceiving us that the Nigerian government and the Fulani, that the Hausa Fulani in particular, are our bane. While we continue consulting, all IRM volunteer guys and the Kumeko warriors are hereby advised to maintain disciplined attitude in discharging their duties according to the rules and regulations of IRM. But whosoever decides to play smart or engage in subterfuge activities should be made to partake in the fate of Ahithophel, Judas, and Achan put together. Igbo, God is giving us another chance to resist and do his will on earth. Isaiah 43 verse 18 to 21 is giving us hope. This is a new dawn and no going back, because we can't afford to sing the Lord's song in a strange land. This is the last testament. Dalon, your servant, Comrade Austin Mary Ndugu, facilitator IRM.
Anadanyita ajurumanya remano anurumunu ke nasi davereju Jehovah genyera nyaka davereju Jehovah genyaka guzoro ọnọdụ anyị chọrọ inye aka n'ezie Chineke nna inye aka nke si n'eluigwe bịa ọ bụ